In part 1 of YTV's investigation of mental health on campus, we discovered that one of the reasons that students don't present to treatment is that they don't know that they have mental illness in the first place.
There are specific lifestyle factors that are normative among college students. And so these are factors like academic stress, financial strain, sleep deprivation or irregular sleep patterns, generally kind of all of the lifestyle factors that we tend to laugh off as like, yeah, that's college. But in fact, it's almost a perfect storm of risk factors that might make one or put one in a very vulnerable state for the onset of a mental illness.
We know that there are a large number of students who come to utilize our services, but we also worry most about students who may be in trouble and not know that they can come or feel that there's a stigma attached or have so little familiarity with mental health as a resource that they may not come. Students who may have a mental illness that immobilizes them and makes them unable to ask for help. Those are, of course, of great concern.
One of my majors is psychology, so I have a lot more background with these things. But a lot of people don't know the symptoms of anxiety attacks or panic attacks or are not aware of that.
So how can Yale Mental Health and Counseling help students recognize these factors and realize when they should present to treatment? Dr. Marnie White has a proposal.
I would like to encourage students to do regular formal screenings of their mental well-being. We require this with respect to physical well-being. Most people have to go to their annual physical to get blood work done and make sure they're in good health and potentially get some advice on how to maintain or prevent the development of disease. But we largely leave mental health ignored.
But if you made it a mandatory screening, then you would also create an element of, well, why should I do it truthfully? Whereas people who elect to take it, they can elect not to and therefore don't have any reason to fill it out in a way that lacks sincerity. Whereas if you feel that you're going to be identified and that it's mandatory, who's going to look at that? Is it your dean? Is it the head of the college? Is it a clinician? I think people would be very unwilling because they would feel that would be quite intrusive.
I think it would be wonderful to impose a system where students also had to go through even a self-screening, where the results would not have to be necessarily turned in to anyone except the student themselves, but to basically equip individuals with the knowledge that, hey, you're experiencing some clinically significant symptoms of depression or of anxiety, and there are interventions.
There are other preventative care measures beyond mental health screenings that Yale Mental Health and Counseling tries to employ.
Well, there is on our website, and you can see that by logging on, you can see that there is a depression screening tool there. It's not mandatory, though, and I think anything that you mandate, you turn it into something that has a disciplinary consequence and you take it out of a therapeutic realm. We think that it's very important that people seek and accept help that they're motivated to accept, not that they're forced to accept. I think of prevention more in the work that we do, for example, in training freshman counselors, in training deans, in training the various directors of undergraduate and graduate studies, the mindfulness meditation and wellness work that we do, the work we do with our various student groups, such as the advisory group, in order to make people aware of resources that hopefully will bring in a student at an earlier phase before they're really in crisis.
With stories of things not going well, then those perceptions also do stick. So it